So, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Sharon Whiteman, and it's my great pleasure and privilege to be here with each and every one of you in partnership to make this great company the best it can be in Australasia. I partner with Diana Hunter and Gary Knapp, and we love being here with you each week. Today, we're very privileged to have Sinead again, such a giving woman. She's our new general manager of Manatech Australasia, and she brings with her extensive experience in network marketing with a strong sales and business development focus. She's Irish, older than she used to be, and obsessed with her 3-year-old Gigi. On this call, Sinead will be partnering with us in the field with a strategic vision for the future of Manatech and how we can expand it within our own businesses. We invite you to explore how you'd like to tell your vision of success in partnership and how to execute that vision. Now, today, specifically, she's going to be updating us with some clarity about how to professionally understand the TGA regulations and sharing our technology and how we can go around them. I just made that up. How we can squeeze through the cracks. So, Sinead, I can't wait to hear it because a lot of people, we have a lot of people on this call, and I can remember recently hearing, everything changed in 2008 when the lawsuits, and we have to lie, or we have to tell secrets about what we actually have. So if we can do the best we can within the rules, I think that'll be an awesome elevation for us. So I'm going to go off camera and I'll be here, and thank you for being here.
Okay, so good morning, everybody, and thank you for having me. A huge thank you to Sharon, to Gary, and Diana. I know how impactful these calls are week in and week out, and your dedication to this does not go unnoticed. And I can honestly say, for the first time in my life, I'm speaking for the whole field when we say thank you. We really, really appreciate how much work you put into this. And I think in particular in recent times, connectivity has been challenging. We're way beyond the pandemic now, but it's taken us a while to kind of get out of it. And that connectivity that's ongoing, really, I think from what I hear since being back, really made a big difference to everybody and helped everybody really try and stay together. Now, I have stepped into the general manager's role, as some of you will have heard, a role I'm very, very privileged to accept and excited to take on. We've done a little bit of hitting the ground running, but you know what? There is so much good here, and I'm so excited for what we can achieve together. And this call really came about just because of conversations I've had with people. And I feel when these changes came about, there was some kind of, oh my God, what do we do now? So I'm going to share my screen, just because I do have some slides. And Sharon, let me know if I don't do these well enough. I'm not always the most technically minded. Okay, I think I'm good. If I'm not, I have no doubt people will let me know. Okay, so firstly, let's just talk about who the Therapeutic Goods Administration are. They're basically the regulatory body within Australia that govern anything that we take from prescribed medicines, drugs. It covers like SPF, so it covers that part of skincare, but not the cosmetic side. And realistically, a lot of supplements or over-the-counter medications. Easiest way to look at it is if it's in a pill, a capsule, or a tablet, it's likely going to need to be registered with the Therapeutic Goods Administration. And in 2022, they brought in a new code that regulated advertising for listed medicines and other goods. Okay. It does not apply to products regulated as cosmetics, so like our Luminovation or foods, for example, or True Plenish shakes of fruit. But I don't want you to get confused by that. I just want you to think about what this actually means. So the idea behind this code really was to support informed and rational choices, ensure customers are not being misled or deceived, and obviously promote the safe and proper use of therapeutic goods. Now, I will say this very, very clearly, and this is not news to anybody on this call. Regardless of this call, we do not make claims that cure, treat, or mitigate illness or disease. We know that. We've known that since the day we started with Manatech, so that's always the first thing we should say. So realistically, the idea with the code of advertising was really to protect the consumer. How will it impact us? Well, it talks about testimonials. So an associate with Manitech earns commission from the work that they do. So as somebody that earns from the company, you are not allowed to make a testimonial, your own personal testimonial. Your customers can, okay? Your customers can, and we will come to that in a piece. So you can realistically now, you can do an endorsement, but you can't do a testimonial. Right, so an endorsement would be saying, you know, I trust my health to Manitech. A simple line like that, that is an endorsement. I love Amber Toes, that's a testimonial. Amber Toes did X for me, that's a testimonial. So it's not that you can't talk about it, you've just got to choose which words you use. And again, this is the Therapeutic Goods Advertising Code. Okay, this is their advertising code. So an endorsement, it's an expression of support for the product or the brand, okay? It doesn't ever reference your personal use or your personal experience from it. How does it affect you? It just means you're not allowed to put your picture on Facebook and say, hi, I'm Sharon Whiteman. Let me tell you my Amber Toe story and what it did for me. You're not allowed to share that story. You can say, hi, I'm Sharon Whiteman. I trust my health to Manitech. A statement like that will always, you know, garner questions. People will say to you, what do you mean by that, Sharon? And you can tell them about the product and you can have those conversations, I suppose, one-on-one or however that happens. But that's the biggest thing that it has made a change for us. Now, with those testimonials becomes before and after pictures as well. So you as an associate building a business, earning from the company cannot use. So if you've lost kilos using True Pure, you couldn't put out your before and after pictures with those. Now, it does have an impact on health professionals. The easiest way is if you're representing yourself. So I'm Dr. whoever, I'm a Manitech associate here, take that. That's an issue. But if you say I'm John, I'm Mary, and you talk about the products like you normally would, and no reference to being a medical professional, you can do that. It came into effect in January 2022, and there was a 6-month transition period. And I'll be honest with you, a lot of companies took a while to get their heads around this, okay? It was a change, and a lot of people felt chicken lick in the sky is falling down. It really isn't. I think the important thing to do is, you know, if you're here this morning, there's something about this company that you love. And if you can just lead with that passion as an opener, the rest of the conversation will come naturally. Okay, now, did I flick on? So it applies to products that are registered on the Australian Register of Therapeutic Goods. So the old TGA.gov.au have a link in there called the ARTG. If it's on that listing, it covers it. And from us, it's these products. Okay. Again, some products come under food. Luminovation, for example, is cosmetic, so not impacted by this in any way, shape, or form. Now, customers. If you have a customer and they're taking the product and they're loving the product and they're getting results as indicated on any corporate material about what the product does, and to use Dr. Nugent's words, you can't say, I took omega-3 and it cured my concus of the bonkus. We love the old concus of the bonkus. It served us very well during the year. You can't say that. But if we, say that omega-3 is good for brain health or whatever it is we say, they can give their compliant testimonials. And the good thing for us in Manitech, especially when having stepped back in and looking at the business, we have long-term customers that would never be without our products. Never be without our products, and they've taken them for years because of the results they've gotten from them. So there's nothing to stop you going to a customer that you've got a strong relationship and saying, hey, I'm meeting some people. Would you mind just sharing a quick 2-minute testimonial, compliant, of course, with them? Again, just remember your customers are there. You create great relationships with them. They know you and they trust you. And if you reach out, some of them may be happy to do that for you. Okay. Posting on social media, and we'll show some examples here, just so you do. These were created by the Direct Selling Association of Australia. And the TGA will never give it a blue tick or a gold star, but they have seen it and they are aware of the training that the DSA provided. So we know we're on the right path. So they're the ones that have produced the photos that we're going to share in a second. Okay, so again, if you're posting on social media, think endorsement, not testimonial. Okay. So for example, there's two pictures here, and this is about a sunscreen. The first one is just an educational text saying, if you look, it's dermatologist tested, I shouldn't be allowed to speak, and formulated, so it's giving you facts about the product. The second lower down image is giving you a personal opinion and effect or experience with it. So the top one's permitted, the bottom one isn't. Again, with this one, again, it's a very generic picture of some pills and capsules. I trust brand X to my well-being. And again, they're hashtagging independent consultant. If you're posting hashtag independent associate, is always, always, always a good idea. And then if you see lower, I love everything about this product. When I look better, I feel better. Brand X helps me feel better. That is very obviously a testimonial, so not permitted. Again, we're talking about a collagen product here. Again, collagen is ingestible, so although it's cosmetic, it would be considered a therapeutic good. And basically, nice picture of a lady who has lovely skin. Maybe she's using Luminivation. Looking after your skin and hair from the inside out, just stating a fact with the product, as opposed to below where somebody's obviously making a testimonial. And again, that hashtag independent consultant in the Manatech world, that would be hashtag independent associate. And just puts that transparency out there. If you look at any of the influencers on Instagram or hashtag, in this day and age, you'll see they always say hashtag ad, hashtag paid collaboration, and they will clearly tell you if this is something that they're doing in partnership with the brand. So there is that clear definition that exists out in the world that's not only expected, but it really creates that level of transparency about what you're trying to do. Okay. And again, just some other examples of what is an endorsement rather than what is a testimonial. And you'll see hashtags at the bottom. We got a little bit funky on this one just because there was a feeling of a little bit of gray area. But again, you'll see sitting there with the product in view, absolutely. Again, with an endorsement, holding the product, that's fine. Because it's still an endorsement. Using the product, however, making a testimonial, that's the issue there. Okay, so again, endorsing the product, I like Plus because it has been used in traditional North American medicine. It's good for menstrual cramps or muscle spasms or whatever it is we say. You can say that. Explaining your personal experience with it is a testimonial. And something you can't do. Ooh, my screen is not me. And that's really it in a nutshell, right? You're going to think I went really quickly, but what I want you to understand here, it is not as challenging, I think, as everybody thought it was going to be. It doesn't stop you talking to people, sharing with people. It really is just giving you some parameters about what you can do from an advertising point of view, right? Because it is the code of advertising. And again, you know, with the impact of social media and so many people out there putting stuff out there, the need to protect the consumer is always at the very pinnacle of people's thoughts. Are people being scammed? Are people being promised things that they didn't? And are again, the reality is it's as simple as basically, you know, saying, I trust my health Manatech. That's the way I would look at it. Start a conversation. And again, consider what you're posting and just understanding the difference between endorsement and testimonial. And if you want to get some testimonials out there, coordinating with your customer network, because I know you all pretty well. You all have them. Right, we have some very, very long-term customers that when I've stepped back in, I'm still seeing names I've seen, you know, 10, 15 years ago, and it's a wonderful thing. So Sharon, that's the end of the presentation. I really wanted to leave some time so we could open up for questions, and I can see there's one or two come through. And because I want this to feel like a discussion for people, and I want people to walk away feeling, okay, can I have clarity on that? And absolutely, Kelly, yes, we can. What can we bloody say? You can say, and I don't have something in front of me. This is plus. This is what it does. This is Ambertoes. This is what it does. If you'd like more information, come and talk to me, right? Come and talk to me. Because we have some very good claims. I spent part of the week actually going through the ARTG, and we've got some incredible claims on our products. And if it's in corporate material, you kind of rest assured it's compliant. Now, I'm not going to say that there's not an old document in the library somewhere, but the cleanup of that is an ongoing project that we've been working on. But in general, if it's on corporate material, it is correct. Absolutely. And you know, we don't like this. Let's be clear. Let's call this what it is. We've all looked at this and gone, what? These people are crazy. Their people are nuts. The original code of advertising was probably a pamphlet this big, and they turned it into something this big. And I think, you know, I'm not going to give my opinions on the TGA with this, but there's always conversations going on. I'm actually a board member with the Direct Selling Association, and it's an ongoing conversation because they fought very hard against these changes, or even getting an exemption for network marketers or the direct selling industry. It's a conversation that never goes away. You know, there's always a lot of lobbying with government and influential people behind the scenes. So I'm not going to tell you it'll be overturned, but I will say, as an association that represents our industry, they're still fighting the fight. Now, the answer to the question, how long will that take, is how long is a piece of string? Okay. But also you must remember, sometimes when people make legislation changes, they don't consider every eventuality. And I guarantee you, when they made this change, nobody even thought about direct sellers, right? So these are the fights that continue to go on with the good work that the Direct Selling Association does. Irene, Ambertoes Life is classified as food. Every product is individual based on the makeup of their ingredients. And so there's no hard and fast answer unless it's capsules, pills, and tablets. They always have to go through TGA. If it's in a powder form, a liquid form, even if it's like a gummy, there are options to look at it, whether it comes under the Therapeutic Goods Administration or Food Standards Australia, New Zealand. So that's why even though the products are similar and designed for similar things, their makeup would be different, and it would come under different categories. Can I say, all my customers, you can't, Sarong, speak for your customers because you are an associate, but you could say, if you were meeting Sharon for coffee and you wanted to talk about it, and Gary was your customer, you could say, you know, Gary, come along, and Gary could share his story. Would it be Irene? I can't comment on how they view drugs. I'm sorry. That's way beyond my pay grade. That's way beyond my pay grade. Absolutely, yes. So here's the thing, and the question about customers that may have started her as associates or customers. So associates becoming customers and customers becoming associates, because I've had this conversation. If Sharon enrolls today as a customer and we use her testimonial for something and it's great and it's compliant, and Sharon then becomes an associate, we would have to remove that testimonial. Now, we all know with the internet, once it's out there, it stays out there. If a regulator came to us, we'd be able to show in our system that on this date, Sharon became a customer, and on this date, she became an associate. So at the time of the testimonial, it was legitimate, and there's nothing wrong with it. So, because I've had that conversation with the legal team at the DSA. So that would happen. And in reverse, if you start as an associate and then they become a customer because they don't renew, we'd be able to show that in our system if somebody came knocking for that question. A little bit quirky, but you would be safe in that situation. I've clarified that question 4 times in my lifetime. So that's the thing you need to think about. At the end of the day, we all know what our product claims are. We know what they're out there. I'm not saying people have never blurred the lines. I'm sure they have. And I believe when people are non-compliant, usually it's an unawareness rather than being genuinely trying to do the wrong thing. But again, yes, so Irene, follow up to your live question, complex is on the list, so it is under, yes. They're not exactly the same product. To be fair, they're not exactly the same product. Amberto's Life would probably be considered newer technology also. So there is a difference. Because if they're the same product, we'd only sell one of them. And again, with every product, the regulatory team and the development team look at what the product is, what they want to say about it, and then which category it falls into. It's a little bit one of those things, just one of those. Like True Plenish is food, True Pure is listed. But again, you would say True Plenish is a meal replacement, it makes sense. Superfoods is a food, but that's kind of an easy one. Every product that wasn't on the list, Kelly, but I can send you that. I can make a note of that and send that on Monday. I just wanted to be clear on the ones that were on the list. And if I look, I'm not going to share my screen again, but I'm going to put it up in front of me because maybe I need more omega-3. Where did I put that list? So the list of products that are registered: Ambertose Complex, Advanced Ambertose Capsules, AO, Bounce Back Catalyst, GI Pro Balance, Omega-3, and Sport. True Pure is also on that list, but as you're aware, we're doing a short shelf life promotion and it is being sunset. So yes, Luminavation is cosmetics. Yes, and it is perfectly okay to use before and after photos in social media. If you were unaware, we created a link where you can upload your before and after pictures and share them with us, because we'd love to see your before and after pictures. Thank you, Bella. Thank you, Christy, for sending those in to us. Nudge to anybody that has got people with good before and after pictures. We'd love to get our hands on those. Again, Luminavation is cosmetic, so totally different rules apply. Okay, anybody else?
There was a question, I can't see it right now, about how we share the science.
I'd just stick to corporate material, right? Because if you're making a science, so for example, if you're just talking about glyconutrition or glycans and you're not making any reference to the product, you can talk about science. It's not a testimonial. Remember, a lot of what you share about science is based on fact. And so I'm going to make something up here now because I'm not the most, Dr. Nugent will tell you there's 4 tocopherols and 4 tocotrienols in a product, right? I think that product was AO from memory. If you're stating something scientific about a product that can be proven, there's no issue. A testimonial, just remember, is a personal experience. Okay. With science, if we talk about the science of glyconutrition as an area, we're specifically talking about science, we may not be referencing a product. Does that answer your question, Sharon?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
User error, Chris Picture, because I know it works, because it worked for Christy, it worked for Bella, it worked for Andrew, and I tried it too, but we'll take a look on Monday. Are CDs okay or not? I would reckon, Phil and Patsy, those CDs are older than Moses. I might be wrong. So without knowing what's on them, I wouldn't know. If they're testimonial related, I would say they're not. That's what I would say. Anybody still got a CD player in their car? Because remember when we all got a new car and the cassettes were gone and we had to use CDs, and now you don't get a CD player anymore. Okay, Diana Hunter does. Rhonda does. Maybe you all need a new car.
Yeah, they all need a car.
Yes. Okay, any other questions? Everybody, this is the time. This is all I want you to understand is this is not a bad thing. It's like realistically when I know there's a lot of stuff in the library and it's hard to find sometimes. We're trying to get into a better habit of anything new that goes into the Facebook community. That'll always be the latest and greatest. And if we're producing it as a company, it has been vetted by our compliance team. So yes, it is all compliant. Yes, and so everything on the app, Gloria, is relatively new, and that has been checked by Andrew and the team before they uploaded. So if it's on the app, we've done it, so it is compliant. My car uses cassettes, a dinosaur. Young people will never know the correlation between a cassette tape and a pencil, will they? Or the horror of it getting stuck. Yeah. So it applies to advertising. Absolutely. Yes, it applies to advertising, Kelly. That's correct. Very much so. Chris, our business boost, I don't remember where we started off the top of my head. That's definitely an Andrew question. I do know that Tuesday night's call in download just got stuck and I haven't been able to unstick it yet. And that might be user error. I think, you know, the way if you're watching Netflix, it pauses every now and then because there's, whether it's your internet, I think something happened during the download. When you say a do or don't sheet, Kim, I actually think there's something in the library already, but let me double check it and see if it's as good. But realistically, if you're not posting on social media in public areas, I wouldn't stress about it too much. You're not putting it out there for the whole world to see. Obviously, if you're posting on it, I think it's probably more valuable, but I'll have a look at what's in the library. And if it's not up to scratch, we'll update it and we'll share. Okay, thank you for educating me, Chris. I will go and check. I will check with Andrew. Like I said, Tuesday night's download got stuck. And like I said, that might be user error. They make her the GM, they don't help her with IT. I'm not going to lie, every time I do a share screen on a Zoom like this, I always think, oh, please work.
You did very well, Rochelle.
Oh,
Rochelle. How did I get Rochelle? Sinead.
I've been called worse. Yeah, and look, it does, you know, so it's when they'll send me a link in the office and it's a link to like something like SharePoint and I'm just going, just send me an attachment. I'm old school, just send me an attachment, but there you go. Everybody, before we sign off tonight, and I'm conscious of everybody's time tonight, this morning, if you have that question, please reach out and send it to bdev. We reignited that old email address, bdev@manatech.com.au. So it'll either come to myself, Andrew, or Poppy on our marketing team. Just because it covers us when we're out of the office, that somebody will be getting these kinds of questions. Especially, for example, if we're out on the road doing a road show. Ooh, did you say, what was that, Sinead? Loom Innovation Live coming soon. We've shown save the dates if you haven't marked your calendars. And I'm going to just say it, I love that I shared the dates on Tuesday night and I said, more information to come. And boy, did we get bombarded. My phone was ringing Wednesday morning. My phone was ringing Thursday morning. My phone was ringing Friday morning. Excited to have that problem, but mark your dates. And I'm just going to answer a couple of questions because I got. Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide, Brisbane in that order, evening time events starting at 7 will go for an hour. New Zealand are daytime events on a Saturday and a Sunday. I did say we would be offering bubbles for people to arrive. Of course, there will be a non-alcoholic option. It'll be an Eventbrite website and it'll be a lot of fun. Okay, it'll be a lot of fun. And I really want you to encourage not just to come, but to bring some new people with you and show them without a shadow of a doubt the amazing community we have, the amazing products we have. We know how to have a good time. We know how to welcome people in. And that's really, really what we want you to do. So I'm going to be like a broken record. You're going to be saying this time next week, but she shut up about it. But you know what? You've all told me since I've been back, we miss the opportunity to get together. We miss the events that we did to have. So I want you to put that in your head. So there is no excuse other than Elon Musk ask you to go up on the next rocket with him with SpaceX. That's the only excuse that's acceptable, right? John and Anna, I would love to come to Karen's. You build it and we can have a conversation. Absolutely. Somebody asked me about Bendigo and I said the same thing. You build it and we can have a look. All right. Any last questions going once, twice, three times?
There's mantechscience.org. My understanding, Bill and Patsy, is that there's no budget to fix it.
It probably needs a lot of work because it's been down. I think what happened is the person that was managing it is no longer with the company, is what Dr. Nugent said on your call. It's a very specific set of skills, I think, to manage that. It's not like I feel like the guy from Taken. I've got a very particular set of skills to manage that. It is a big job, and we have no ETA on when it will be up and running yet. I'm sorry to say. And yes, I'm very tempted to say, people, you know, it's not compliant for Australia, right? But I didn't say that.
Oh, you're,
No, I know it's a good. I know I'm wasting my time here.
I'm barely keeping my mouth shut here.
No, we look, it is one of those things. I think there's somebody rings, the same person rings customer service every week, and unfortunately, it's not something within our control. We do ask, we do chase, and we have yet to receive updates on it. So I would just say it's going to be a matter of watch this space. But when it does get back up and running, I'll send up the balloons.
I think, you know, Dr. Nugent very definitively said no, that it wasn't going to happen.
Not soon, not soon.
Financial reasons.
Yeah.
You could all email them. You could set first of the month every month saying, is it up yet? Where's manatechscience.org?
Yeah. So the email you want to do is sharon@richardlangs.com.au.
And I'll forward them on for you.
Yes.
I'm sorry, it's got sent to the wrong email address.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, I know it's been a site that everybody has loved over those years, and I'd love to give you a better answer, but right now I really don't know. I really don't know.
It is our point of difference.
Yeah.
So we have to take the health system down first. So I'm working on that behind the scenes.
Okay, last turn for a question. I like the perfect poker face. She's managed that well over the years, I think.
Dear.
Yes. Okay, going once.
Thanks,
Going
everyone.
twice. Yes, absolutely. Have a great weekend.
And
Guys,
next week we have Steve Elder. And I'm not quite sure what he's talking about yet, but
he is, can I just say, talk about Steve? He is
Sure.
incredible. I've only recently met him. Before I came back, I did a call with Steve, with Al, and with Landon, and I was really impressed because he was nicely direct, and I like that as in he said to me, okay, Sinead, are you in or out? Which I thought was a great question. And with my interactions, what I've really discovered about him is he really understands our business, and he's got a really strong passion for making an impact on people and what we do, and he really understands what we do matters. And I think he's going to be a great partner for us as we move forward. So if you're available next week, or you're not available, make yourself available. It would be fantastic for you all to hear him. It's always great to know who our partners are in head office, and he is incredible. So I think you'll really enjoy him.
yeah, he's I've heard him speak a few times. He's a real pro. He's very professional.
Yes, absolutely. All right. Okay.
All right.
Toodaloo, everybody, I
Have a
think.
great weekend, everyone. Thanks, Sinead.
Thanks. Bye.
See ya.